This is Mark Gunn Media.
Hit it!
I was looking over one of your press releases, and you said that the word has historical significance and shouldn't be banned. What would you say are some appropriate uses?
If you're as we're talking about it right now, if you're talking about it from a historical context, a literary context. I mean, people try to whitewash, for lack of a better word, several books, like Huckleberry Finn was the most notable. Yeah, the word is in there, but why would you take it out? It was the context of the way it was written, and it wasn't anything gratuitous. You don't want to see, and this is where the NAACP and I have a disagreement. They wanted to bury the word altogether, and my point is, no, you don't bury the word because of the historical significance. If you bury the word, you bury the history. If you bury the history, you bury the chance for people to learn. And if you bury that, you're just going to add to the ignorance that we're dealing with right now.
So would you say that your campaign is to raise awareness of the historical meanings and connotations?
Well, not only that, but to also just get people of all races to think about how we use the word. Get, blacks to think about the real definition of the word and how much damage it's caused since we've been here and how much damage it continues to cause that we may not see. Again, those problems with self-esteem, self-image, that kind of thing. So while you're thinking this is all harmless and it's being used as gratuitously as it's being used, you got to dig a little deeper as to what's going on in the mind of a young person who may be being taught that, okay, this is why we don't use this word. But yet they walk around in their neighborhood and they're hearing it all the time. Now, for whites and other ethnic groups that wonder about the double standard, I would challenge that why are we the only ones that you have this double standard issue with when you're not using other terms to define other races? There's another problem there. Why are we being targeted with this double standard? Because if you called somebody else whatever, they would have an issue with it. But you wouldn't have an issue with them having an issue with you. But yet, on our side of the equation, there's this double standard. It just seems like there's this desire to want to be able to use the word. And you can. But you also have to realize that those words have consequences. Think about the society as a whole. Why is it that the consequences are so dire for a white person that uses the word and not for anybody black? Paula Deen is losing a $17 million empire because of something she said. And while some of us may think, okay, she opened her mouth, she inserted foot, it's going to cost her. Racism is expensive. As blacks in this country who try to make that argument while condoning the use of the word among ourselves, we come off hypocritical. And our argument means less and less. So unless we get into a mindset to where, you know what, this is not cool. I don't want anybody outside my race using it, so I don't want anybody within my race to use it, unless it's in the proper context. So there's that bit of hypocrisy that we have to deal with there. If we get a handle on this word as a race, we get a better handle on how we handle self-respect and respecting each other. Look at what happened in Chicago over the weekend. 47 people shot, if not more, in one weekend. That's a whole lot of disrespect going on. And if you took the time to dig deep within the cycle of that going on, somewhere, some black person called another black person a nigger and thought it was okay because of a lack of self-respect.
How do you think the majority of African Americans feel about that word?
They feel like I feel about it. I don't think it's something we need to refer to each other by. There is, again, that historical significance to it. And like I said earlier, those voices just aren't loud enough. The silent majority in cases like this just does not work.
So you think it's just a minority of people that are using the word and thinking that it's a good thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you look at the grand scheme of things, you look at the total population of Black America alone, and you divide that into different demographics, and you're able to pinpoint where a majority of this mindset is coming from, then you will, it's plain to see. It's a minority of people that are condoning this mindset, but the majority of us aren't really speaking out. I mean, we're not a monolithic people, contrary to popular belief and contrary to a lot of the stereotypes that you hear, but there are some things that we need to be monolithic about. And the way that we treat each other has got to be one of those things. The way that we refer to each other has got to be one of those things. Because, it's all about respect, plain and simple.
For more information, email markgunmedia@gmail.com. Mark Gunn Media. No hype, no hoopla, just damn good work.